On the eve of our last full night in lockdown, there's good news for live music and horse racing fans, with key events to go ahead within a fortnight. But just as we prepare to celebrate new freedoms, there's growing pressure on the government to reveal the health advice it's relied on to impose all of these rules. Here's state political reporter Richard Willingham.
Oh wow, this is cool. Yeah, I've come from Sydney.
Quarantine-free flights from Sydney have finally touched down, months after the hard border went up. It's a chance for some to reunite with old friends and for others to meet new relatives.
We've only seen them on
on video calls, haven't we?
Yeah, and photos.
Super relieved, super excited. It's been stressful, but looking much more positive now.
It's good. It was very relaxed, which was nice. Didn't feel pressured. Last time we came in, there were lots of questions.
Home quarantine for international travel could begin as early as next week, with a trial for vaccinated passengers flying in from London.
Make it 9 for Novak.
But win number 10 at the Australian Open might have to wait for this tennis champion, who refuses to reveal his vaccination status.
You'll need to be double vaccinated to visit Australia. That's a universal application, not just to tennis players.
Live music will finally make its return for 4,000 lucky Melburnians on Saturday week. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard to headline a special Music Bowl gig alongside Baker Boy and Vicar and Linda Bull.
This is a trial to test the technology. It's a chance for people to get out.
Days later, 10,000 punters will be trackside to cheer on the Cup for the first time since 2019. The VRC is hoping authorities will take a bet on Derby Day crowds too. But the rationale behind the state's health orders continues to come under fire, with epidemiologist and a former deputy medical officer questioning Victoria's cautious approach.
They need to be subject to a more rigorous analysis and a more rigorous evidence base to say, well, these things might be plausible, but now we've actually got to get some proof that they work, or we've got to ditch them.
And the public is a step closer to seeing government advice behind lockdowns and public health orders after the information watchdog ruled the Department of Health must release documents relating to February's lockdown. It's a big test of transparency, and the department has a little over a week to appeal.
You can't just hide behind the line that it's health advice but never make it public.
I stand by each and every decision this government's made throughout the course of the pandemic. We are now in this position where we can start to reopen and we can start to celebrate.
Vaccinated hospitality staff will be able to break the last curfew tomorrow to set up for midnight drinkers when the lockdown ends. But for thirsty patrons...
You'll have to wait for the witching hour to strike, and then you can make your way down to the local pub. I'm sure there'll be some pubs that'll be open.
Richard Willingham, ABC News, Melbourne.
COVID-19 vaccine booster shots could begin rolling out in aged care within weeks, pending approvals from the medical regulator. The federal government wants boosters going into aged care homes by the second week of November. But the additional jabs have to be approved by the Therapeutic Goods Administration and recommended by the government's vaccine advisory body. The Health Minister expects both those hurdles to be cleared soon, and he wants a wider booster program to follow.
In terms of the commencement of a general population booster program, would I like to see it commence this year, and do I expect it to commence this year? Yes and yes.
70% of Australians aged over 16 are now fully vaccinated, a key milestone in the government's reopening plan. Here in Victoria, meanwhile, the latest official figures show we're just shy of that 70% mark, and more than 89% of eligible Victorians have had at least one dose. It's been another day of high case numbers, with more than 1,800 infections reported. Sadly, another 12 people have died. 13 refugees in immigration detention at Melbourne's Park Hotel have tested positive to COVID-19. The first cases at the hotel emerged on Sunday, when 3 men were confirmed as positive. Australian Border Force says another 25 detainees have so far tested negative, while 8 are still waiting for their results. All of those diagnosed with the virus are currently being treated at the hotel. Border Force says all detainees in immigration detention have been offered COVID-19 vaccinations, and more than half have now received both doses.